Hello, everyone. It's Dawn again from Your Life Reinvented Hypnotherapy, and we're here with Stacey to share another success story working through our anxiety relief program. So, Stacey, I know you're a busy lady, so thank you so much for taking your time out of your Saturday to spend a little bit with me. So, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah. So, Stacey, I'd like to ask you a few questions. And the first questions I'd like to ask you is what prompted you to actually click that button and book a consultation with me and actually show up on the consultation?
Um, I think it was multiple things. I was just my anxiety was getting worse. Even in my downtime when I tried to sit and take my mind off things like watch TV or do any of that stuff, it was just getting worse and worse and worse, and I just couldn't concentrate anymore. And it was starting to affect me in my sleep and everything. And I looked you up online, went on it, and looked, and I'm like, oh, I should book. The sooner I get it booked, the better it'll benefit me. And I kind of let it wait for a week. And then I was like, no, I got to do this. I have to do this. So I did.
Awesome. And you did.
Yes.
And so we worked together for a really short period of time. And so I'm wondering if you can share with our viewers, like, what sort of things did you try in the past before you and I worked together to overcome these anxiety issues?
I've done multiple things. I've taken supplements, Googled online what to do, breathing. When you have anxiety and panic attacks, sometimes the breathing is the worst. Concentrating on your breathing could be the worst for
Mhm.
you because that's part of what your throat gets tight, everything like that causes you to panic. And when you have to start concentrating on it and even hearing the word breathe makes you even panic more. Um, yeah, and I've gone to people, I've talked to people. A lot of people are just like, if you talk about your history, that don't work. It just, it didn't work.
Yeah, it's just
No.
like it rips off the band-aid every time you talk about it, right?
Yeah, right. I
Yeah,
didn't want to bring up the past. I don't want to do that. And I
yeah.
don't really, anytime anybody would talk about anxiety or panic, that would just trigger me.
Mhm.
I don't really want, I didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You knew there was an issue, but you didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And but in the past you had tried to talk about it and it didn't really help. Is that what you were saying there?
Yes. Yeah.
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 And it's interesting how you say, because you said, you know, with the anxiety, you were having anxiety about having anxiety kind of thing,
Yes.
right? Like the
Yeah.
breathing, you're focusing on the breathing and that's not working, that's making it worse. And then you're worried that you're not breathing properly and all of that stuff. And it's like this
Yes.
cycle, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And so I guess before you met me, like what were your thoughts coming into the consultation, I guess, on hypnotherapy and coaching?
Um, I thought, is this gonna work? Like, how is this gonna work? How is it possible if I've tried all this other stuff in the past? How is this gonna be different?
Mhm.
It's hard. Your mind is so powerful that I was like, there's no way I will be able to retrade it at all. But I am in the process of doing that for sure. Um, it's been quite a journey, and yeah, I
Yeah. And that's the thing I
yeah.
wanted to ask you. Like, so we worked together for a really short period of time. We worked, I think, was for 5 weeks. We did five
Yes.
sessions. You did homework at home. You committed to your homework at home that I asked you to do. We met pretty much every week for 5 weeks. So for you, like, how did you find the whole entire experience working with me from kind of the consultation until I guess now?
Um, it was it was very easy actually. I set my mind to do it because I want to do it and I wanted to get better. I didn't want to waste your time or my time. Um, and every night I would do my self hypnosis at nights. And it's you just really have to you concentrate on it. At first I'm like, am I doing this right? Or is this
Mhm.
right? But your body, when you tell your mind, your subconscious, it knows what you're saying. It does. And it's quite a miracle, really, how I tried to explain it to my husband, and he's like, this is how? And I said, and he's like, but he sees how this has worked. He
Yeah.
says, you're calmer. Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
your husband's noticed a difference over the weeks of us working together.
Yes. Yes, he sure has. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you were pretty isolated and limited to the things that you were able to do, and it was showing up not only personally but also in your professional and your business, right? You're a business
Yes.
owner. So,
Yeah.
and so now that now that you have these tools, and I guess what do you think would be what was like the biggest aha thing that you got out of working with me over the last few weeks? Was there a big aha where you realized something about you?
Um, I think when I was put into situations where normally when you are dealing with anxiety and panic attacks, everything annoys you. So if somebody, my daughter or my husband would say anything to me, I would just yell back. I
Hmm.
wasn't feeling good. And when my daughter asked for my attention, I'm just like, not now. Like I wasn't in the mind state to do that.
Hmm.
And now it's just like, Mom, can you braid my hair? Sure, I sure can. Yeah, I can do that. You know, that has really, really helped me a lot with my relationship with my husband and my daughter, because I've been able to keep my cool all- and not freak out, right? But they were so understanding through it all, and they knew what I was going through most of the time, that they
Hmm.
didn't push my buttons. But, my daughter was lacking the attention, my full attention that she
Hmm.
has needed from me for
Yeah.
quite a long time.
And now you're able to say yes and in a more calmer way and be there for not only your daughter and also for your husband, right? Because he
Yes,
noticed a difference. You guys have a deeper connection now with your
yes,
relationship, right? I think you
yeah,
told me, yeah,
yeah,
which is awesome, because the thing about anxiety symptoms is it really can pull families apart, because the
yes,
family other family members not suffering don't know what to do, and they
y-
feel really helpless, and they
yeah.
don't like to see their loved one suffer and struggle. Now, when you look at the program and what we did together, like, what would you say to someone listening to this video? What would you say to someone who is sitting on the fence, wondering if they should click that button to book an appointment with me and show up to the appointment? Like, what would you say to somebody like that that's kind of like hemming and hawing?
I say do it. You don't really have anything to lose, especially if you've tried as many things as I have tried. Um, I'm not saying that a lot of those things haven't worked. They probably brought me, people that I've seen and done have done, helped me along the way.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this just what you have taught me, and how to think, to instead of think of the negatives all the time. I'm changing my mind to think of what I'm in the process of learning and doing, and the positive things, instead of, yeah, thinking of the what ifs is
Mm-hmm.
what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting you say that, because before we worked together, um, you knew that you were thinking negative, but how was it easy to change to the positive compared to now that we've worked together, and when you have negative thoughts, because we all do, and you change them to a positive? Like, what's the difference between back then and now?
In the beginning it was hard, but you catch yourself. Once you say it, you learn, oh no, that, you change it to positive all the time. I'm in the
Hmm.
process of
Hmm.
I'm in working on feeling more relaxed
Hmm.
and having a good day, and not overthinking of what's going to happen, really.
Hmm.
Just take it by the second, not.
Yeah, one day at a time. And
Yeah,
and the changes, it's ebbs and flows, right?
yeah.
And so, and this is no magic wand. I told you that. Things didn't completely shift 100% in one session, but you and I worked very closely together for 5 weeks and you
Yeah.
saw amazing results. So when you look at your results, what are you most excited about with the new
Um,
Stacey about your future?
I'm most excited about having the relationship with my family and all my friends. Having anxiety, I wasn't able to go out. I had a hard time being a wedding planner. I am in a lot of being with a lot of people.
Mhm,
So sometimes the anxiety would get really bad to me. And I would shy away and be in the back and just try to do things without people being there and
mhm,
stuff like that. But I think just having the relationships that I've missed out on and the conversations and having the good times. Like I've been able to go out and we've gone out to a few parties and I've relaxed and had some fun. Um, Instead of my husband going to pick up my daughter when she's done her volleyball game, I'm just like, oh, I'll go. No worries. I can do this. I got this. And I do. I don't even think about it. Yeah. And so my daughter doesn't always have to wait for my husband to be home to pick her
mhm.
up, to do this, to do that, because wasn't able to. So all those things it's been such a wonderful feeling. I go to sleep better. Yeah, like
Oh,
I feel better. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm stuck in a brain fog all
that's
the
so
time.
amazing. And I
Yeah.
mean, like you, and I appreciate you for being honest and transparent and sharing all of this because the thing about you and I working together, Stacey, is right from the beginning, you committed
Yeah.
100% and you did the work.
Yeah.
You showed up on time. You did the work that I asked you to do, even if you didn't understand it or you didn't understand the whole process, you still did it.
Yeah.
And then bit by bit, as we went along, you notice that shifts and changes happening, and then the more excitement happening because you're
Yes.
starting to feel, and other people are noticing, and that type of thing. And so this is how change happens is you committed to this. I did not do this. You did this and you wanted the change. You believed it will work. And look what you did. Look at
Yeah.
how you changed your life. And in a matter of, you and I only worked together for
5
6 hours, six
Yes.
hours
Yeah.
one to
Six
one. And
hours.
you did the rest. Yeah. In
Yes. Yeah.
between, which wasn't a big lot of work, you
Yeah.
right? Outside of our one-to-one. So, I again I want to tell you to give yourself a
Oh,
pat on the back and you're capable of doing anything that you want. Your mind is powerful and anything and everything is possible with hypnosis. So, you know, if you're here watching and listening to Stacey's story and wondering if, if I can help you, there's 4 things that we need in order to help people in this type of work. We have to want change, we have to believe it will work, we have to be able to follow instructions, and we have to let go of the expectations, and Stacey definitely did all of those things.
yes. I
Yeah.
did. Like I think even when I started with you at the first session, I still had my anxiety and I was like, oh, this didn't work. But I never gave up. I thought about it and then I was like, no, like I have to follow you have to if you want to do, you have to follow through with it.
Yeah,
You
with
just you
anything.
do, yeah, because and then every time I told you, you asked me how everything, what did I do this week? And then I'm like, oh, I did this, and you're like, that was a change. That was a change. And I was like, changes, and I didn't recognize them myself, but now I'm real recognizing them. And like just doing it every week with you was, yeah, the amount of progress we made and you pointed it out. I was like, oh my goodness, we have done a lot. I have done a lot of work.
Yeah, and you're not the same person that you were when we
No,
started,
no.
and that's the thing. And now you have this amazing tool of self-hypnosis moving forward that you'll never forget that you can continue doing to clean up the light lifting, right? Do all the
Yeah.
light dusting and that type of thing. And so, you know, um, and I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for putting the trust in me. Thank you, Pete, to being open to the process and just being there for yourself, and that's what you did every single week when we were together. So, you know again, if you're listening and you're wondering if I can help you too with your anxiety, it doesn't matter if you were suffering for 2 months or 50 years, 5 decades. I'm going to put the link to my calendar down below, and if all of those things are present, you want change, you believe it will work, you can follow simple instructions, and you have no expectations, there's no reason why this wouldn't work for you too. So thank you so much, Stacey, and I'm looking forward to staying in touch with you and hearing
Yes.
about all the new adventures coming your way.
Yes. Yes, for
Bye for
sure.
now,
Thank
everyone. Thank
you.
you.